All right, I think we will get started. As I mentioned before, if you'd like to introduce yourselves, definitely feel free to do so. Um, Again, my name is Jeremy Johnson. With us tonight, we'll have Coach Bob Nutgrass, he's our athletic director, Dave Cleveland, the head track and field coach, Cal Busby, the director of athletic training, and then Craig and Kennedy will be joining us with the strength and conditioning staff. We possibly will have one or two student athletes join us so you have a chance to hear from them also. Before we get into the Storm Athletics, I just wanted to point out our agenda. And then I also wanted to talk just a little bit about the admissions process here at Simpson and just give you a few updates. Here's some basic facts about Simpson. As all of you probably know, or most of you know, we are located in Indianola. So we're just 12 miles south of Des Moines, Iowa. And that is one thing I always emphasize because I think that's one of our biggest advantages we have as a college is being close to Des Moines. It definitely presents a lot of advantages for our students when it comes to jobs, internships, different opportunities like that. In fact, as you can see, we pride ourselves in having an excellent internship program here. I know when I was at Simpson, I participated in 3 different internships. And it definitely helps our students gain employment after graduation. As you can see by the stat, 99% of our graduates were either employed or in graduate school 6 months after graduation. We do have 1,200 full-time undergraduate students on campus, a 12-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. So we have those smaller class sizes. And I really believe that gives our students the opportunity to get that personalized attention and be able to get to know their professors. Over 80 majors and minors at Simpson. One thing we pride ourselves in, I know this is a big factor in all students' decisions, is financial aid. Currently, 100% of our full-time students receive some financial aid from Simpson College. So our goal as an institution is hopefully we can make it affordable for students. So at the end of the day, when you start making those decisions on schools, you can make those decisions not based on money, but you can make them based on what school, what college, which institution you like the best. I would encourage all of you is definitely after this, just some next steps for all of you is obviously set up an individual visit or even come to campus. We just opened up our campus visits this week, so we're starting to take individual personalized visits. It gives you a chance to talk with an admissions counselor, speak with a faculty member, coaches, obviously get a tour from a student. It's a really great way to learn more about Simpson. Our application just opened about a week ago. It is now open for fall of 2021. And you have 2 options to apply. One option is once you've applied, you can have your high school transcripts and ACT or SAT test scores sent to us. The other option is you can also apply test optional. And students with a 3.0 grade point average or above can apply test optional, where if you choose not to have your ACT or SAT sent to us, we will evaluate your application based on those different factors. I usually encourage the students I work with, if you feel like your ACT or SAT is a good indication, you feel like you did a good job on those scores, I would definitely include those and apply in that direction. I know many of you probably haven't been able to take the ACT this year, especially with the different cancellations. One item is once you've applied, you can definitely update your file once you receive your ACT and send that in to complete your application. So don't feel like you have to wait till you take your ACT to apply. It is free to apply, and our online application is pretty simple for students to go through. The other thing I'd like to mention is just some of our fall events. Gives you another opportunity to visit campus. Here's some of our upcoming virtual visits that we have coming up. We will also have this fall a fall visit day. We'll have some other opportunities where you can visit in a larger group setting. But again, as I mentioned before, I sometimes think that individual personalized visit is the best way really to learn all you want about Simpson College. The last thing I would like to mention regarding admissions wise is connect with us on social media. It's the best way to get the most up-to-date information, whether it's through our Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube. You can use that hashtag #OneSimpson to find out more about Simpson College. And it's really a good way to kind of find out what the most recent news is and what's going on. Now, before I turn it over to Coach Nutgrass to talk athletics overview, I would like to mention that anytime you have a question tonight, feel free to put it in our chat box. One of our admissions counselors, Laney, will be joining us, and he will be monitoring that chat box. So if you have a question, put it in there at any time, and we'll try to get it answered. So I'm going to turn over to Bob and let him talk a little bit more about the athletics department.
Thanks, Jeremy. I want to welcome everybody to Simpson. We're glad that you're on the Zoom tonight, taking the time to figure out a little bit more about Simpson College athletics. And Jeremy's got some good information for you for the admissions part. Simpson College is a Division III institution with the NCAA. So we are one of about 13 small colleges in Iowa. And so we're a little bit different than a lot of states, but there's a lot of competition between the different schools within the state. And 9 of those schools are in what we call the American Rivers Conference. And it's one of the best conferences in the country for Division III athletics. The one wonderful thing about our conference is that when you win a conference championship, you have the opportunity for an automatic qualifying bid to participate in the NCAA tournament. So we're really proud of the history that we have with many of the teams that have won championships and gone on to play in the NCAA tournaments. We've got 19 sponsored NCAA sports at Simpson College. 10 of those sports are for men and 9 of those sports are for women. We also have a cheerleading team with men and women on the team, and we have a shooting club with men and women on the shooting team right now. And the other activity that we have, and actually our women's rugby team was 3rd in the nation 2 years ago. So we have rugby that's available for a club participation also, besides our NCAA sports at Simpson College. 45% of their Simpson students are athletes. So we have a really fine number of student athletes at our college. So you would be in fine company if you would decide to make your trip through your 4 years of your college experience and play the sport that you love at Simpson with many of the wonderful family members that we have in our athletic family at Simpson College. So we just really are proud of the alums that we have that have gone through our program, and we feel that we have a very strong athletic program at Simpson with a great schedule. We have excellent facilities, and as you'll see here, we have some really good programs that we want to go over tonight that will support you as a student athlete. The expectation at the next level is really important. You have to kind of remember back to when you were a freshman going into high school and how competitive it was, and you know, you were kind of excited about it, but still a little bit nervous about getting in there and competing with the 9th and 10th graders or whatever the situation might be. But you're going to be coming into a situation, whether you come to Simpson or any other institution, where you're going to be competing against really good athletes at your level in almost every athlete that you come up against and you play against that you're going to have on your team. So the expectation is high. Division III obviously is really, we put the emphasis on the student athlete. And so you are here as a student. We want you to get your degree, and all of our coaches are excellent at helping you achieve your academic success. But we're also, we also want to make sure that you are really doing the best that you can in the classroom and competing in the classroom too, because it's kind of the next level also in the classroom. So you're competing against other athletes that are really good. You're competing against people in the classroom that are doing really well in those areas, and what we call our engaged citizenship curriculum, and also in your major area of study. So we just want you to understand that coming into the next level, that, you know, a lot of people think, oh, well, it's Division III, right? It's not Division I or II, but it is highly competitive, and you have to be really working at it and continue your art or your sport and your skill in order for you to be successful. And we want you to be successful. And again, all of our coaching staff is excellent at trying to help you achieve your goals, whether they're academic goals or on your field or court or in your sport. So we are really concerned, obviously, about your eligibility. You've got to be able to make the grade, as they say, in academics. So our academic structure is called, our program here in the liberal arts is called Engaged Citizenship Curriculum. So while you're taking courses in your major, some of those courses will count for your ECC requirements, and there'll be some courses that you take at Simpson that are just for your general education ECC requirements, and that won't meet your major. So it's a really good mixture of a lot of different types of courses that you'll take from the different departments within our academic structure. You will basically be expected to take around 4 courses every semester, and most of our classes here at Simpson are 4 credits. So you will be taking around 16 credits each semester. And if you do that, then as you get to the end of your career, you'll easily graduate in 4 years at Simpson with your degree if you stay on that track. So myself, Coach Cleveland, Coach Stromer are the 3 administrators in the athletic department that will keep track of your grades and make sure that we're working with the coaches for your academic success. But the structure that you have each semester is 4 classes of about 4 credits a semester. So that's kind of the structure. When you come in as a freshman, you'll have a Simpson Colloquium course your first year here, and then 2 or 3 other courses that will get you above the 12 credit minimum. You have to have 12 credits in order to be eligible to participate at Simpson College. But we really pride ourselves in 3 really awesome academic support areas. One is academics, one is sports medicine, and the other is our strength and conditioning program. So I'm going to turn this over to Coach Cleveland so that he can talk to you a little bit about the academic support that you will have when you get to Simpson College. And then we will talk about sports medicine and our athletic training program. And then also we'll go into the area of strength and conditioning, which we feel is wonderful here at Simpson College. So with that, I encourage you, if you have questions as we go along, to go into the chat, like Jeremy said, and shoot us a question, and we'll make sure we get it answered for you. So, Coach Cleveland, go ahead and take it away. Thanks.
Thanks, Bob. Hey, my name is Dave Cleveland. This is my 15th year here at Simpson. Actually, we'll be heading into my 16th year. I've been the head track and field coach here as well as the assistant AD. One of the things that I think all of our coaches pride themselves with is really not only wanting to win on the field, but winning in the classroom as well. You're going to leave here with a great degree, with a great job, and in order to do so, that's going to help create you opportunities to be successful on the field as well, or on the court, or whatever sport you might be in. Some of the things that we want to really stress as an athlete when you get here is just giving you the support and the tools to be successul. One of the things that we do is provide team mentors. Every sport will have 1 or 2, possibly 3, even 3 or 4, depending on the size of the team, with some upperclassmen that will mentor our underclassmen or freshmen coming in. Just be able to provide a resource, access to somebody that's been here for a while, can answer questions, talk to you about the academic side of things. They might even help you with they might have a similar major that you might have, those kinds of things. So once you get on campus, they'll usually connect with you in the dorms, get you connected with other team members, and be basically somebody that you can connect with to answer questions. On the academic side of things, as well, we have what's called the center. It's housed in Dunn Library. Basically provides resources for student athletes to be able to get extra help in improving study skills, tutoring, writing papers. We have different academic areas that you can get help with over there. And what we do is we have study table hours. We have all of our freshmen are required to have at least 5 hours a week. Obviously, coming in from high school, the rigor, the amount of reading, the time spent outside of the actual face-to-face class time is going to be a little bit greater. And so having some time set aside that you're required to go to the center in order, you can get help. You can use it kind of as a study hall type of thing, connect with other maybe team members or other people that can provide you with some help in your academic area. And so for us, that's kind of a big deal. We want to get you here, get you acclimated to college life socially, get you acclimated, with your team and athletically, but academically, that's where you really need to kind of fall into place and excel and make sure that you're feeling comfortable with the classes that you have. And so your coaches will always be there to help you through if you've got questions or need to drop or add a class or preparing for classes for next semester, those kinds of things. And like Coach Nutgrass said, making sure that you have 12 credits. You have to have 12 credits to be eligible to practice and to participate, and typically you'll be taking 16 credits probably per semester. The other thing that we do to help keep you on track is obviously we have midterms and we have final grades, but we have grade checks as well, kind of halfway through those areas. And so really a quarter of the way through, we send out grade check forms. Each coach provides them to their student athletes. Basically all of our student athletes, not just our freshmen, be able to check in with your professors partway through the course to be able to just to check in and see how you're doing. Obviously we'll get your midterms, and then we'll have another checkpoint before you head towards finals. And so just a way to kind of stay on track and again, have a not only just an athletic relationship with your coach, but an academic one as well, where we're on the same page and communicating. And the other thing is, we communicate very well with our professors, and our professors communicate, reciprocally with our coaches. We really are here for you and to see your success. At the end of the day, you have to be able to put the time in and do it. But there should be no reason with the support that you're going to get from your professors and from your coaches. And then the last thing I'll talk about are the travel rosters. When you actually get into season and you're traveling for games and or for competitions, a week in advance, coaches are required to put their travel roster into it online for professors to be able to see. And then that way you are responsible then to go check in with your professor and get whatever coursework you're going to be missing because of your travel to your game or competition. So that's another thing that I think really helps keep our student athletes on track. And so I'll be around at the end, but from an academic side of things, we're really excited about what we offer. We're definitely going to have Cal Busby be talking about kind of our sports medicine, athletic training for our student athletes, and then obviously we'll have our strength and conditioning, and as well as a couple of student athletes to be able to talk to you. So I'll be around a little bit later, but I'm going to turn it over to Cal, and we're just happy to have you here.
All right. Thanks, Dave. Welcome, everybody. Like Dave said, my name is Cal Busby. I'm one of the professors in the Sports Science and Health Education Department, as well as an athletic trainer. I teach primarily with our health and exercise science and physical education program. So in addition to all of that, I serve as an athletic trainer. And really just a few key points. As a student athlete at Simpson, we know that, you're not always going to be 100%. There's going to be some injuries and some things that come up during your 4 years. And so that's where our staff steps in. So you're always going to have access to an athletic trainer. Right now we have 5 athletic trainers on staff. They work with all of our Division III sports here on campus. We're going to travel to a lot of your games. We're going to be at every practice, every home event. So you're always going to have direct access to care. In addition to your athletic trainer, we have 2 physicians that work with us, an orthopedic surgeon as well as a sports medicine specialist that are here in Des Moines. So they come down once a week, check things out, really help save us from scheduling different appointments and really help coordinate things very well. In addition to our physicians, we have a chiropractor on staff who comes once a week. We also can make appointments in his office for any adjustments and any things that we need that need to be addressed through chiropractic. And then we also have physical therapists who have access to who can do things such as cupping, dry needling, some A-stem, and some different things. So there's a big network that we have that we really try and you have direct access to as a Simpson College student athlete. Again, keeping you as the patient in your health, that's our number one goal. So with that, we're going to communicate with the coaches. We're going to communicate with everybody that we need to make sure that you're getting taken care of. And with that, my last point is just communication. the student athletes that succeed at Simpson take advantage of strength and conditioning. They go to the sessions, they do all the lifts, they do everything that they need to. And they also take care of their bodies, whether that's rest, whether that's in the dining hall, whether that's through athletic training, outside training opportunities, whatever it is. You're really taking care of yourself in a variety of ways. And so we're just one piece of the puzzle, but really our main focus is to get you back and at a healthy level so you can compete. And with that, again, we're going to work very closely with Craig and his staff with strength and conditioning, developing different programs, even come up with some of the rehabs and some things. So Craig and his staff do a great job, and I'm going to turn it over to him.
Thanks, Cal. Like Cal said, guys, my name's Craig Conradi, Director of Strength and Conditioning here at Simpson. Kennedy Batchelor is the Assistant Director of Strength and Conditioning. She's unable to be with us tonight, but like Cal said, is right away is we have open line of communication with our athletic trainers. Is we want to know what's going on in there, what athletes can and can't do, and we work around it. And we also try to take a little stress off those guys and try and get the athletes in the weight room working on recovery. Is I would rather have athletes with me than hanging around in the training room, let the athletic trainers deal with major injuries and everything like that. So strength and conditioning is really big. Let's just make sure we're staying healthy, like Cal said. That's why we have such a great relationship. At Simpson, we're trying to make it feel like you're at a bigger university with your athletics, everything like that. Is we're trying to provide technology. So at the bigger schools, Division I's, Division II's, they have technology. One of the big things we have right now is Team Builder. Is so all our workouts for the off season, everything like that, are being sent via an app. Is Kennedy and I go through, we write the programs are on Team Builder, and all you have to do is log into your Team Builder account, and there's your workout. Honestly, with this COVID season, it's been a lifesaver, great investment. It's worth every single penny that we've had. Next thing is we're trying to incorporate the use of Tendo units or velocity-based training, seeing how fast the barbell moves. Ultimately, what we're trying to do with that is we will tell you we want the bar to move at this speed, and your weight is determined by the speed. Is this way, it's called auto-regulation. Is that way your body's telling you how you're feeling, how strong you are that day. It's because some days you have off days, some days you have good days, everything like that. And then lastly, our facilities. We have one of the nicest weight rooms probably in the state of Iowa, minus your Division I's. Is they got a lot more money and everything, but out of Division III's, we probably have one of the nicest ones in the entire country. Our weight room, as you can see behind me, once I'm done talking, I'll take my face out of it again, but it comes with 15 racks. Each rack comes with an Olympic barbell, a power barbell, and then half of them come with a trap bar, giving you ultimate access to multiple things. We have 40 yards of turf in there. We have an upstairs with 20 plus treadmills or exercise equipment, everything like that. Is we have everything you need to succeed, everything like that here at Simpson. And ultimately, we're here to put you guys first and make sure you can succeed on the field as well. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat or ask at the end. Otherwise, I will hand it back over to Jeremy.
Thank you, Craig. I don't believe Emily was able to join us tonight, but I know Elliot was able to join us, and I'm going to have Elliot talk a little bit about his student athlete experience here at Simpson. So Elliot, if you want to jump on, feel free.
Great. Thank you very much, Jeremy. I'm Elliot Meyer. I participate in track and field. I'm going to be a senior this year, and I've been doing track and field since I got here. In addition to track and field, I also, on SGA, I'm the student body president currently, and I'm also in residence life here at Simpson. So I'm quite busy, but that has never, ever had a problem with anything I do with my athletics. And actually, it works really well together. And I would definitely encourage it when you come to Simpson is to get involved in many other things just besides the sport. Not to mention that it's more important for like resumes and stuff. It's also a lot of fun, and you can meet a lot of new people. So I would say that the biggest thing that I've ever gotten friends out of, though, would definitely be our track and field team. That's where most of my friends still to this day come from Simpson, are probably the track and field team, which I would definitely be thankful for that opportunity. And I'm really, really excited to hopefully see you all on campus this fall. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Elliot. I don't know, have there been any questions yet, Laney?
There hasn't been any yet, but just to let you guys know, you feel free to ask us any questions in the chat, or if you want to just pipe up as well, that'll be perfectly fine. Either from Elliot and I can answer the school-related questions if you have any of those, or if you have any of the questions for the coaches, you can do that as well. So.
I guess I'd kind of like to I see that there's some baseball and softball players on. So as you come into campus with the rest of the student body around the last weekend of August, you actually have team meetings for softball and baseball, and then you do what we call a non-traditional workout season. So you will actually start meeting your teammates and have practices for about 2 months when you first get to campus. So I think it's a great opportunity for our spring sport athletes to get acclimated to Simpson, to come in and meet your teammates and start doing strength and conditioning in the off season and do your fall workouts with the team. So it's a great opportunity to come in and meet those players. And for those of you that are in fall sports, most of the time the NCAA is going to allow you to come in early. So our football team usually comes in around August 13th, and then soccer and volleyball comes in around August 19th, and then we have our cross-country teams and tennis and golf teams coming in early around the 16th or 20th before school starts. So good opportunity for you to move into your dorm, into your living space on campus, and then get to know your teammates and start practicing right away. And then when school starts, you start in on volunteer strength and conditioning workouts. So it's really a good opportunity for those athletes to come in and kind of get acclimated to college life. So wanted to kind of put that out there. Jeremy, thanks.
Thank you, Bob. One thing I just want to add before we kind of shut down for the evening is obviously any of these Coach Nutgrass, Coach Cleveland, Cal, Craig, Elliot, obviously, feel free to even contact them directly because they'll answer questions anytime you have questions. It looks like Mac might have a question on whether we have varsity teams, if we have varsity teams, or are there JV programs as well. So,
Right.
Coach Cleveland, you want to add answer that?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things about Division III is participation, and obviously we have very competitive varsity teams. But coming in, whether if you're a freshman, you're good enough, you'll have the opportunity to compete at the varsity level, whether it's a team sport or whether it's more of an individual sport. It really doesn't matter. If you're good enough, you'll play. Otherwise, if you're not quite to that level yet, obviously we've got great coaches and great support to be able to continue to develop you over whether it be your sophomore year, your junior year, or whether you're playing your senior year. But along with that is that our roster sizes are to the point to where we have JV programs in almost every sport. And so definitely, when we're talking about volleyball and basketball and football and some of these fall sports that we have right away, there's definitely going to be opportunities to compete at the junior varsity level as well and continue to develop. In track, we don't really have a JV and a varsity. Most of our meets that we go to are almost, other than our conference meet, we have unlimited participation, and so you're going to get an opportunity to play, and I think that's where you develop and get better is getting a chance to be on the court or on the field, and make use of the things that you've learned in practice. So, good question.
And I see we had a student that go ahead, Coach.
I see Leanne's on there. Hi, Leanne. Yeah, for swimming, we swim at the YMCA here in town, and it's only a 4-year-old facility, so the pool is really awesome, and it's a great facility for our swim athletes. But at Division III, all across the country, NCAA Division III, they do not offer athletic scholarships. So that's one thing that a lot of times students will not quite understand how that works. So at Simpson College, we have all kinds of opportunities for grants and scholarships and financial aid. In fact, 98% of the students, I believe, at Simpson have financial aid, and But there is no athletic scholarship money because the NCAA, the structure that we have, doesn't allow us to do that. But that's the same for every Division III school in the country. So even though we don't have athletic scholarships, and Jeremy can talk more about this in a minute, but we are very competitive with other schools when it comes to scholarship money and grants to be able to help you to afford to come to Simpson.
Yeah. And with that being said, I would definitely add that although we do not offer athletic scholarships, we are definitely very competitive when it comes to financial aid with institutions, whether they are Division I, Division II, NAIA. I think at Simpson, the great thing that we do is just by applying and being accepted, you're automatically right away eligible for a minimum of $22,000 to $23,000. Many students receive a lot more than that. Some of our highest scholarships go up to 3/4 to full tuition. So we really try to make it affordable for families. I know when I looked at colleges, I looked at several schools, big schools, small schools, and ultimately it actually didn't all come down to money, but I will say Simpson compared very favorable with a lot of schools that I looked at. So I always tell students, no matter what you do in your college search, if you're interested in college, don't rule it out until you've seen that final financial aid package, because many times families will be surprised just how affordable a Simpson can be. And that's something that we take a lot of pride in trying to make it affordable. Other questions that we have?
I would just add to that, ultimately, like you said, a lot of the scholarship money that you're going to get, most of it's going to be academic based. And so continue to work very hard in the classroom. Continue to, your senior years, being able to continue to improve and take the courses that are going to kind of, stretch you and make you a better student. But also continue to bump up that GPA, because ultimately, our goal is to be competitive with these Division I and Division II schools that maybe would have been difficult to get an athletic scholarship there anyway. And so money's money, whether it's academic or athletic. It's just whatever you want to call it. But like Jeremy said, I think we're very, very, very competitive and provide an opportunity for you to compete at, not only regionally, but at the national level. So.
Thank you, Coach. Well, before I wrap up, just a couple more things I'd like to add is hopefully all of you enjoyed learning a little bit more about Storm Athletics tonight. I encourage all of you to take the opportunity to come and visit campus. Come visit this fall. Take advantage to learn more about what we can offer. And also, if you like what you hear about Simpson, if you like what you see, take that opportunity now to start applying. The fall is the best time to start applying to colleges, especially before you get into the financial aid portion. It's nice to have those applications done in August and September so you can start getting those acceptances. Lastly, stay connected with us. Like I said, whether it's through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, we'd love to hear from you. #OneSimpson. And as you go through the process, if you have questions, don't hesitate to contact your admissions counselor or anyone in the admission staff, and we'll be able to answer those for you. So I want to let everyone know, thanks for joining us. Thank you for the speakers tonight, and don't hesitate to contact with questions. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.